And the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has issued a directive banning officers from carrying assault rifles while dressed in civilian clothing. Mufti. This new order aims to ensure professionalism within the Nigerian police force and prevent the misuse of power. Egbetokun also emphasized the importance of upholding human rights, warning officers of severe consequences for any breaches. The IGP's directive highlights the need for police personnel to follow ethical guidelines and maintain operational integrity in all situations. And to discuss this, we're joined by security analyst and executive director, Elixir Trust Foundation, Emmanuel Ikule. Mr. Emmanuel Ikule, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome this evening.
Thank you so much for having me.
Grand. So, how could this ban impact the operations or effectivity of the Nigerian policemen in Mufti during high-risk situations?
Based on the trainings that the officers had during their time with the training colleges, already they know that it's not appropriate for them to engage, to dress, not to dress properly during while on duty. While on duty, you have to dress properly, and that helps generally. Anybody looking at you at that point knows that you are carrying out the work as expected. But when you are not on duty, then directly, once you don't appear in your uniform, it means you are not on duty. And if you are not on duty, anything you do at that particular point is termed illegal. So I feel, and I'm seeing it, that it's just to reiterate what already they know. They are not supposed to appear in Mufti while carrying out their assignment. A lot of these things were seen during the time we had SARS, carrying out, dressing in Mufti, and a lot of them were also appearing very dirty, going about collecting loans, recovering loans for people, and doing all sorts of criminal activities and all that in the past. So I think this is a new trend of trying to see that the ills of the past are addressed so that the police officers currently that we are having learn to more like walk in deviation from the mistakes of the past, particularly that was done by SARS.
And what specific concerns arise when police officers are dressed in plain clothes?
First, it's not professional, as every endeavor, every organization has its proper way of doing things, have its guidelines and what should be done. And in this particular case, as officers, they have their uniform and they should always appear in their uniform, especially when they are on duty.
Mm-hmm.
Officers, yes, when they are not on duty, they can as well assist.
Yeah, but are there any security implications to them not being in uniform?
Not being in uniform, it means at that particular time, citizens seeing them appearing in guns can look at them as armed robbers, may not trust them to work with them. And how can you differentiate people carrying arms, whether they are police officers or not, especially when they are in Mufti? You won't be able to know. A lot of times, people have appeared in Mufti on checkpoints and have robbed people. And most times you look at press statements from law enforcement officers coming out to discredit that those persons were not them. They were not at those checkpoints and all that. But this have affected a lot of persons. And for those that keep traveling in the night, they will still see a lot of checkpoints. And some of these checkpoints are being mounted by criminals. And they don't appear, they usually appear in Mufti and with ammunitions. So if our law enforcement officers or personnel are also doing trading the same parts, then there's no difference. A professional group, a professional security enforcement agencies should behave in a professional manner. And anybody going against this should also be made to bear the brunt of the law.
Well, Emmanuel, I want to say thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you indeed.
Thank you so much for having me.